All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Gold, as you all know, and I welcome to Corporate Radio and Television Station where we give on a back to back as they happen, as they suburb. Still on this same election matter, these are tribunal issues that is going here and there, most especially on this 25% in FCT. I believe all of us know, according to Nigerian Constitution, according to Nigerian rule of law, of our electoral rules of law, says you must have at least 19 or thereabout plus and 25% in FCT. Now the word "and" in peradventure will talk about 29 states and FCT, which means FCT is a foundational fact, a foundational base for the 29 states to be won, which means FCT determines your victory to become a president. Now at this point, Mr. Dr. Olisa, the former president, Nigerian Bar Association, has come to analyze to us. He has made us to understand the fact that on this election, for the fact that you did not have 25% in FCT, you cannot be announced. You will not be announced as a president. Listen to this video and listen to what Dr. Olisa, the former president, Nigerian Bar Association,
of capacity here and also integrity. Even the 180 days outer limit now is an improvement. And now you are saying, oh, you can do this thing in 7 days. Would that not subvert the objective of justice? The speed.
It wouldn't. So long as you deliver a good decision, if you give a man an opportunity to say, you're saying that Mr. Tinubu should not be president on the basis that he didn't win this. Tell me why. You need 20 days to do that? You don't need 20 days. It's a legal question whether "and" in section 134 is contiguous or not. It's very simple. You see, the problem is our judicial philosophy. I'm just looking at the Kenyan one. It says here, sustaining judiciary transformation. How can this country, the so-called giant of Africa, run a judicial system that is 100 years old? That's the problem.
This section 134,
yes,
you have referred to it about twice now as one of the questions to be addressed. Now, you raised the issue in January when you wrote a letter to INEC asking INEC for a possible interpretation of section 134. Well, I would like to know whether you got a reply. And then, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, what's your own opinion, which you have not documented, about the interpretation of that section 134, sub 2 in particular?
Well, I did a letter to INEC, and if they had answered me, maybe you wouldn't have been in this log jam. But I had an interview. They didn't reply, by the way. The closest they came to reply was an interview I did on TVC with Festus Okoye, and he admitted that it was an issue that required to be resolved. And I was surprised that they did nothing. My own view, that section 134 applied literally, because the rules of interpretation say if you read something and it's so clear to you, then you don't need to interpret it. The thing says you must win a quarter of the votes in 2/3 of 36 states. And so what do you want to say? The answer is obvious.
I want you to break it down in a way that the ordinary
I've just broken it down.
No, let's apply it.
I've just broken it down. It's so simple. You get a quarter of the votes in 2/3 the votes in 2/3 of 36 states. That is what the law says, which is 24. So that's one part of it. It goes on to say, and. What does that mean? And the FCT. So as far as I'm concerned, you must also win 25% in the FCT. So we think the tribunal can answer this question quite easily in 1 hour. That's my point. It's not a difficult question to resolve.
All right. I hope this is so glaring to us that it is not something hidden. It is not something difficult. No. It is not something that we have to start making investigations on this matter of 25% in FCT. No. For the fact that it is part and parcel of Nigerian Constitution, the Electoral Act. So I don't know why the judiciary have to debate on this matter. I mean, it's something that's not supposed to take us in less than an hour. According to Dr. Olisa, the former president of Nigerian Bar Association, he makes it very clear for us to understand that. So does it mean that the judiciary right away are not collaborating, or there is a conspiracy between them and the APC with Tinubu itself. Because I see no reason why this matter or this issue should be delayed to this extent. 25% is mandatory. 25% in FCT is mandatory, which means that should tell us that even if you have the whole 36 states and 25% in FCT is not inclusive, which means your victory is not justified according to the Electoral Acts and Nigerian Constitution. So I don't know why. Are we going to say, okay, are we going to say Tinubu himself want to bribe the judiciary, or the judiciary are trying to dance to the tone of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Now let us listen to what Farotimi has to say about this whole matter.
It is unusual in this country of ours. A man ruled a state like Anambra for 8 years. He wrested powers from the Uba, and they think that one is a softie. Somebody who can take power from the Uba. These were people who controlled Ubanuju, or whatever that one's name was. These were murderous people who killed Barnabas Igwe, the NBA chairman. I believe in Onitsha. Look, these were not easy people. Peter Obi fought them to a standstill, took over the state, made the state work to the point where people are clapping years after he had left. There is a basis to be excited. And I would say that Peter Obi probably represents the last opportunity for the ruiners of Nigeria to get out of power without bloodshed. That's my honest belief, because he actually represents a transition to a change that can be orderly, because the old system is no longer sustainable. It is no longer, it's patently unsustainable. So that's what is propelling it. It is hope that is propelling his candidacy. And that is what's driving everything.
All right, this is a serious matter, which we all heard. I believe so many people will be thinking about Peter Obi as candidate. Peter Obi as his moving crowd. Is that, is this is the people's choice? With this thing that Farotimi just said now, it's so glaring that Peter Obi is the last hope for Nigeria. Because as far as I'm concerned, with the way things are going in this country presently, there is no hope. Peter Obi is a man of integrity, a man of transparency, a man who is not under anybody's command. He does things legally. All his things are legal terms. Okay, we're talking about even Anambra State, that he was a governor before he left, the former governor of Anambra State. Everybody knows the evidence, and which he keeps saying, even throughout his campaign, that you can go and check the record. Now, when we talk about the record, can we do a little comparison between the record of Tinubu and that of Peter Obi? You could see a very great difference. Most Lagosians, the supporter of Tinubu said he built Lagos. On what grounds? He is not the raw designer of Lagos. It is the white man who owns Lagos who has given that design. He was just in a maintenance. Oh, okay, because you put someone in an office, or because you have someone to be in a particular position, does that talk about the record? No. When we talk about the record, you work, you transmit, you transform, you change things. You make things that are not possible to be possible. You make things work. Things which are not working, you make them work. That's what they call about record. And comparing Lagos to what's it called, Anambra State, the difference is clear. Because Peter Obi was pick Anambra from the scratch. I mean, he filtered Anambra, he beautified Anambra State. And Anambra in the question was actually holding some money as their president, their own account, Anambra account. When he came into power, when Peter Obi came into power, he did tremendously things that people could not imagine could happen. He has no fear for any man, apart from the legal terms, which everybody knows that Peter Obi will never and ever go against the rule of law, he will obey the law to the letters. How is Anambra State today? After he left, and people keep talking about him year by year by year, and year after of what he has done. So the record is so glaring, like it's so glaring, it's not to be compared about. So on this court matter now, I don't know why the court are finding it so difficult. Are they scared? Are the politicians scared of Peter Obi? If their hands are clean, they shouldn't be scared. If their hands are clean, they should know the right thing that Jagaban did not win this election because he has no 25% in FCT, which is very glaring and it's against the rule of law. That's the truth. So the judiciary, as we all say, all eyes on you guys. We are always on you guys. Our eye, if you like, turn spirit, turn animal. Our eye both day and night, you know they blink. We they watch you now. Anything we wanna do, our eye like this, you know they blink. With our own camera. Even if you enter your toilet, go bath. You enter toilet, go bath, and you do one call. Our eyes are on you. You are not trying. Tinubu is not trying to bribe the judiciary. But I said, okay, he want to share 500 billion palliative for who? To whose account? And in that you are giving 35 billion already to the judiciary for what? That is a bribery case. You are already bribing them, which will not work because Nigerians are tired. We want a new Nigeria, a working Nigeria, a working system. We want a working governmental system. We are tired of the old system. We want a new system that will work, that the people will be happy. And we okay, just look at what is happening recently. The fuel matter. You came into power, you came into presidential power, and the first thing you remove subsidy without any alternative that can sustain the people pending the period of the subsidy will be over. And people are suffering. As of today now, fuel is 617 naira. How do we cope? Yet salary did not increase. And you are talking about wages of 200k. How do you want to do that? Please let's tell ourselves the truth. And I keep wondering, this same man still have supporters. Like, it sounds crazy. You have support. I don't get. Is it that we derive pleasure in supporting bad things in this country? And you say, okay, you are fighting corruption. Who is the head of corruption? Let's tell ourselves the truth. You want to fight corruption, and you yourself, you are body, soul, and spirit. It's corruption. So me, I won't close my mouth here because maybe I don't talk too much. I don't talk my word, and I don't close my mouth. Bye.